y'all to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues. Because we do get serious, y'all. From a sometimes ratchet, but mostly woke perspective. So listen and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying. We're on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, your mama's house, your daddy's house. Everywhere you listen to your podcast, you can listen to us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show on Island TV. Follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hey sis, how you do?
Hey sis, I'm good. How are ya?
I'm excellent. I'm really good.
Wonderful. Enjoying your summertime?
I am. I'm vacationing, going here, going there.
I see you everywhere. You out here.
Seeing what I can see. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Live your life, sister. Live your life.
As I do, and as you should.
Amen. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, Shatara, what are we calling this episode?
We are calling this episode, and you got to say it like this. Valentine's Day, I had sex, okay? As Drake would say.
We know who did on Valentine's Day. Drake,
they let us know. Yes. So, we'll talk about Drake another time. But for right now, we got to just jump into this ratchet because is it just so much or is it too much ratchet going on that we need to get to?
It's a lot. All
right. So I know you all heard that Uncle Bill Cosby's out.
What you call him, Uncle Bill? Okay.
Because people was, they was like, that's your uncle. Uncle, you know what I said? I was like, the first thing he's doing, he's binge watching some Netflix shows. I have all types of jokes. But Bill is out, and he is jumping right back into showbiz, and he is doing a docuseries about himself. And guess what? He's plotting a great grand return to stand-up comedy. Can you believe that? Yes, he is 83 years old, and he is coming back, y'all. Now, the key of this all is one of these well-known comedy clubs in New York City, the Comedy Cellar. They're not having it. They want no parts of it. So, out of everybody, with this tour that are on board, hey, people want to see Bill. They want to see what he has to talk about. The prison experience. Mm-hmm. The Comedy Cellar was like, we want no parts of it. And what makes this, a little bit rigid with that is the fact that Louis C.K. and Aziz, Aziz Ansari. Yeah, I like Aziz's little funny voice. Anyway, they were welcomed right back to the stage after their sexual misconduct scandals that they both had, and that was a big deal. So they were welcomed back, but Bill, they don't want no parts of it. What say you?
Yeah, so I have a lot of thoughts, and I know we're in the Ratchet Minute, but I had to understand like the whole legal side because one day I was gone, the next time I'm like, oh, he out here in these streets. What happened? Mm-hmm. So let me just give the breakdown of what happened. I needed to understand. So you remember there were like all these, and I'm going to call them victims. So the Costan, that was one of the victims. The one that was she looked very much like a tennis player. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, so back in like 2005, she goes to the DA's office in Pennsylvania and she files a sex assault case against Mr. Bill. And so the DA is like, kind of gathering all this information and they're looking like, well, she waited almost a year because it had happened in like 2004 or whatever. Of course, there's no physical evidence. And, kind of weighing the likelihood of you got Bill Cosby, are they really going to be able to convict him? So the DA decides that, they're not going to be able to pursue a criminal case against him. But because, he kind of wanted to help this victim out, he goes ahead and again, this is not even in writing. So basically, he signs this agreement with Bill Cosby's attorney and says, in exchange for his deposition testimony in the victim's civil case, we won't prosecute you criminally. So what does Mr. Bill do? He gets up, goes to 4 different depositions, tells the truth. So, a lot of this is going around. It's like, free Bill or whatever whatever everybody was saying, like actually confessed to raping and drugging. I mean, it wasn't, there was nothing else to understand about what he did other than he admitted to it. So, he basically incriminated himself in a civil case. He told on himself. So in the midst of that, there were 50, but it was more than, remember, there's more than 50 women that came forward and sharing
Mm-hmm.
all these similar stories. So,
Right.
you know, the DA's office, not the same district attorney, but basically his office decided, and I'm sure when you're listening to these depositions, there were four of them. The
Mm-hmm.
evidence was probably so overwhelming, given that he admitted, they ended up pressing criminal charges against Bill. And that's, what we know what happened. So,
Right.
but there was a prosecutorial technicality. In other words, Bill Clinton, Bill, another one, Bill Cosby got off because basically his attorney said,
Mm-hmm.
which, it's rightfully so, was that there was this kind of a null pros agreement. So there was an agreement between the DA that said in exchange for his testimony in the civil case, he wouldn't be charged criminally, but then they turned around and charged him as a criminal. Even though this not to prosecute agreement, from what I understand, it was never in writing. So
Mm-hmm.
they use this, it's a legal term called promissory estoppel. It basically means, you can enforce a legal promise. So it wasn't in writing. It was kind of like something just said. But,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to the fact that this is not a case of like being framed. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bill, he actually admitted
Mm-hmm.
to raping,
Mm-hmm.
and assaulting and drugging more than one woman on many different occasions. So, I of course, like everybody else, I watched I'm a Huxtables fan. I watched the whole thing, but never forget there's what's called the pound cake speech
Mm-hmm.
that Bill Cosby gave like way back, where, well, not too long ago, where he basically like ridiculed uh lower black class and black middle class people in America. He
Mm-hmm.
basically said, we broken and not to be fixed. The police aren't our problem. We not from Africa. Why we got these African names? They land us in jail. I mean, he just, I think
Mm-hmm.
if you listen to that, then you're like, I don't know if he's going, was he going crazy, senile, or
Right.
what? So,
Right.
that's not the Bill Huxtable that I remember. And then, what about Felicia? I mean, are we saying bye, Felicia? I'm thinking like, and I revere Felicia Rashad so much, but
Mm-hmm.
you remember when all this came out, she wrote on Twitter like, finally, a terrible wrong
Mm-hmm.
is being righted, a miscarriage of justice
A
is correct. And
miscarriage of
I'm like, what?
justice. That's
You out
deep.
here defending a serial rapist because that's what he admitted to. If this is not made up, this is
Right.
not somebody trying to frame Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like he said
Mm-hmm.
it. He said
Mm-hmm.
it on
Yeah.
record many times, many times. So,
This is what we did.
I think this it's a sad day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's old. He's lived his life. He's made some great contributions. I'm not trying to take that away from the man.
Right.
But on the other side of this, you got victims.
Right.
More than 50 women over a period of time. And what does this say for the criminal justice system in terms of prosecuting sexual assault cases?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like to me, it's kind of telling women like, we believe you need more. We don't believe you need more people. That's what it comes across as.
Yeah.
So, I don't
Yeah.
think this is a victory for black people or for, I've heard this is
No.
a victory. Like, are you kidding? Like,
I Yeah, you're right. Yeah, this was, and hey, I big fan of the Huxtables, love the show, the whole. However, this right here was like, wait a minte, like you giving women quaaludes, like you having them come over at 2 in the
what do you
afternoon
call them?
for
Like, what do you call them? Leg
quaaludes.
openers? Something he
Oh,
said.
see, but look, how you invited over at 2 p.m. for a midnight a nightcap? Like it's 2 p.m., sir. Like why am I sleeping? So like you said, he admitted a lot of this stuff, and he admitted that with his attorney at the time. And whatever deal they worked out, like Bill, you did go to jail. And from what I remember, Bill went to jail and he was blind. Do you remember that? He had to hold on
Yep.
to some man's arm walking
Yep.
into court every time. And this
Mhm.
time around, on his way out, that man could see. He was walking. He did a little shuffle. I was like, now wait a minute now. Hold
Yep.
on. Like, now. And then I must say that I feel like this is all just a little like media, like they're trying to
Mhm.
distract us
Drinking that sea
because
moss in jail. Oh.
yeah, no, they're trying to distract us because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, we're losing focus because, in the height of everything happening with, black men being killed and, we're going to pick this up. But I do think that I was focusing on, this trial with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin. And I was like, what's about to happen? They're about to let Chauvin out. Like he's about to come out and they're doing a trade. Like, but we gave you Bill Cosby back though. That's kind of how I looked at it. Like they're trying to they're messing with our heads here. So I was like, yep, kind of like we gave you a black president, so now you get Trump. I think they're trying to trade us off here. It's a
Yeah.
little media plot. Like they're trying to distract us. That's just what I'm thinking. Because that was some bull.
Yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, really? Like, oh, for real? Like, oh, now you're supposed to just. That's just how I look at it. Like, they gave us some breadsticks for free. You know what I mean? After they
Yeah.
poisoned our pizza. So
Breadsticks for free.
that's all they did. That's all they did.
You know
That's
who
all
I
they
feel
did.
bad for? What's his wife's name? Camille?
Camilla. Is it Camille? Camille, not
Camille.
Camilla. Camille. Camille had nothing to say. Like, through
Dr.
all
Camille
this,
Cosby.
she hasn't said anything, and she stood like by his side, and it just kind of makes me feel like, were you guys teaming it? Like, I don't know. Like, money's nice and all, but was it really something that you felt you needed to like
I don't
stand by
know.
your man? Like, for real?
I feel for
No.
her. I mean, I don't know, she's lost 2 children,
Oh yes, yes, I
through
remember the
this.
son. Remember that? Oh, that was
And
terrible.
the daughter recently. It's been a lot. And it's not like Bill Cosby's name will forever be tarnished. Like if this is,
Yeah.
he won't outlive this. And then, it's just it's a sad kind of apostrophe to his legacy. Like, wow, this was your
But
this
it's
underdog.
something to be said about a man that could have any woman, at his fingertip, but he prefers them to be drugged and sleeping. Like how well, you don't got no game. Like, how lazy are you? Like how skeevy are you? You prefer me to be sleep. Like,
And
when in
that's
reality, had you said come over 2 o'clock, you know what I mean? Like, you had a little casting couch thing going and everybody knew about it, aka Harvey Weinstein, and that was like the thing. Guess what? A lot of motherfuckers are showing up. Like, what time do you need me there? Okay, I'll give it
yeah.
a shot. You could have had that, but the fact that you prefer to do it the skeevy way, like, you're a creep. Like, that's really just what it is. Like, and you're one of many too. Like, a lot of dudes are looking like, "Ooh, good thing I didn't get caught."
Yeah, because it's
you
one
know,
thing. I was just, I was thinking like, I mean, how when that I'm not gonna call him the dirty old man, but you know how
the
they
dirty
come
old
on
man.
creepy, but the
Hmm.
dirty old man who drops something in your drink, that's a whole nother level.
They're there.
Like
They're out
you
there.
can go somewhere, Grandpa. You can kind of shake them off, but the one that's doing the deviant that kind of stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
a whole nother the other kind of dirty Grandpa.
And, but imagine if you are of a status that you can have any woman, any flavor,
Yeah,
like you
so
can
it
have
just
anything you want,
what does that say? So
but you prefer. Anyway. Hmm.
but I'm a firm believer in karma and the
Hmm.
law of balance, and
Hmm. Hmm.
let him be home, let him be, he's 83 years old,
83.
you know
83. Where the
yeah, you
grandkids at? Didn't some more say that
know
about the old
yeah,
creepy? Oh, where the kids? Where the
yeah.
kids? Like,
So
mm-mm.
don't even worry, the scales
Hmm.
will be balanced, don't even worry about it, like, live
Okay, yeah.
your
Who knows what type of what is freedom at this point for you? You get what, like, that's how I look at
yeah.
it. Like, same thing with, OJ Simpson. What is freedom really like for you? Like, what is
Yeah.
it?
But you
So
said he came out of the jail and he could see? I
yeah,
did not
I
even
look,
watch it.
I swear he did a singing in the rain move. I was like, wait a minute now, did Bill just do he did a Hollywood shuffle for real, for real. I said, wow, look at that. And I had to ask, like, did anybody else remember him like holding on to some
Yeah,
dude's arm, like a
yeah.
black man's arm, like walking
Mhm.
into the court every time, and
Like
it looked like
Harvey
he's gone
Weinstein, they
blind?
did the same thing, like coming in with a cane and,
Oh,
whatever.
this is slick stuff, and he's like, Harvey was like, I can get away with it, Bill. Like, I don't know about you. Like, you got those 3 strikes against you.
Oh, Harvey going to jail too. He got convicted.
I know. Well, they all like their date nights a little different. I know you got another
Mhm.
date to talk about. Mm,
You
mm,
got another day to talk. Who
mm.
we talking about?
Listen, I want to talk about a Drake date. Go for it. Go for it.
Yes, yes, because Valentine's Day I had sex, okay?
Okay.
Who told us that, Drake?
Okay. 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 Let's see what's about to
So
happen next.
rumor
Okay.
has it. So Drake took
Mhm.
so he's dating Johanna Leah.
That is my.
Pretty woman. She's 40 years old. She
Mhm.
is, I see seems like a Fashion Nova model, but
Yeah. Very
one of the
pretty.
big things that her son, she has a son who is already a commit to UCLA basketball.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and her son goes to school with LeBron James' son, so they play
Mhm.
ball together. So how
Nice.
cute.
Mhm. Bronny
So
James.
Drake,
Mhm.
took
Mhm.
Miss Leia out on a date, and it seems like
Mhm.
he rented out the entire Dodgers stadium,
Mhm.
and had dinner on the field. for her and made
Yeah,
a large
nice.
donation to the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and what do you think? This is just so cute. I like the fact that Jake like Drake. Why am I calling
You
Jake?
because Jake, the State
Because
Farm
he
dude, they
played
did a
no,
commercial
because he
together.
played in the commercial, right?
Yes, that's why
Jake
Jake
from
and
State
Drake.
Farm.
Yes, they did the
Yes,
commercial together. Yes, that's why. Mm-hmm.
it's Drake.
That's hilarious.
I like the fact that Drake likes older women. Like he
Mm-hmm.
always seems to kind of maneuver himself around someone who's a little
Mm-hmm.
slightly older than him.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Yeah,
that.
Drake is for the. I mean, Drake is. How do I put? Drake is like my
He's
side
a little.
piece.
He's what?
He's my side piece because
I
I
know.
just
I know.
can't. I
Yeah.
can't. I can't never trust him. He's always doing something. I have so much. I love him. Like I have so much love for him,
Well,
and I
he's your
respect his
Scorpio
talent.
twin, right?
I know that's my homie, and that's why I never trust him. I don't fuck with no Scorpio men. Let me tell you, like I have your card in my back pocket, homie. That ain't gonna work out. No, 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 no. So but I'm big on Drake, and I like the shitty talks. I think that's why we like him. We like that sensitive side. We like the shit. But anyway,
He's
him and
very
this young lady,
emotional.
we
He's
like it.
very like you could just tell he has a Jewish mother. He's very
Is that
in
what it
touch with
is?
his.
When they go low, we go
Talk.
high. Yeah. That's his interlude. Yeah. You're talking negative, and when they go low, we go high. Yeah. So yeah, he has to be sensitive because he has a Jewish mother. What are you talking
No,
about?
you know how they are. Like they have a different relationship with their mothers. I mean, you remember that.
Have you
So
seen your brother and your mother?
stop it.
Okay, now you're like, who are you on the phone? You're like, mommy. I'm like, oh my god. So listen, there's some. Don't even get me started. And that's a black woman with her black son. But anyway, so I'm happy that he's with this lady. When I heard about the date, I was a little bit hating. I was like, who? I felt like my side piece got caught online. Like, you see, I can't trust this motherfucker. Can't send him to no game with Michael B. Jordan sitting courtside. You motherfuckers came out looking scruffy and sexy at the same damn time. And here y'all go on the prowl. So they were having a good, and I know homegirl was like, yeah, listen, she's set up. So somebody said to me, they were like, you think somebody ever did that for her before? I said, dude, her son goes to school with LeBron James, so she's already in the field. Like she's already in the, you know what I mean? This is what she's doing.
Yeah.
This is how, not even what she's doing. This is how she does. So no, it probably wasn't the biggest of shocks for her. Like Drake probably had to pull out all his stops because she wasn't going to be impressed with, no boo. You know what I'm saying? She was like, okay, no boo. I don't want no boo. I'm not impressed. So he had to step it up, which I thought was very nice. I was like, okay, this is great, Drake. But there's some girl at home really like, you know what, Drake? I only got a Birkin bag. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't shit, Drake. All I got was a pinky promise ring. Somebody's hating.
I swear I love Drake though. I was talking about this earlier. Like I don't care when nobody talk about my Drake.
I know.
Nobody talk about my Drake.
I know.
I'm telling you, he lyrically, it's not really too many people touching him. And yeah, I said it.
Oh, somebody's gonna be mad out there. Well, you know what? I have to say, the Jay-Z song, Every Day a Star is Born, platform. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, in that song, he gives props to, he even gives props to Eminem, but one of the main people he gives props to, he does give props to Drake, and he's like, let's see what Drake does with it. So he knew that like this young dude is on his way up. And this was like years ago. That's an old song. So I'm gonna give it to Drake lyrically. We're gonna start with the lyrically. We will give it to him. He goes.
And Valentine's Day I had sex, okay?
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'm looking forward to seeing, and it would be, and they said something like he's tutoring the kid. People took it all over the place. I said he better go ahead with his Degrassi High tutoring program. Wheelchair Willie. I'm in Drake's tutoring Degrassi High program. Yeah, right. Drake ain't tutoring nobody. If you say so. I don't think so. But anyway, speaking of dates, did you hear about Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez is back on a pop thing?
Bennifer is back.
Yo, this right here. Let me tell you something. They are united and it feels so good.
You know what?
Yo, reunited. No. He said, hit it hard from the back. Let me tell you something. Ben Affleck, let me tell you, if his D could talk, his D would be like, I'm back, bitches.
Now you're a big Ben Affleck fan back in the
You
day.
know what? Because listen, Ben is just a corny dude from Boston. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
probably, his father can't stand black people, blah, blah, blah. But I appreciate his writing skills. You know what I'm saying? Like Good Will Hunting, there's a lot of movies under there. And there was this
Mhm.
one movie where he was looking real chiseled.
Was he a
Did you
bad
know?
actor? He's always
Ooh,
like,
ooh, ooh. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's,
yeah.
yeah.
And what's the other white boy who
Oh,
sings? Justin
Timberlake.
Timberlake. Right.
What
And it was
movie?
like,
I know exactly what movie you're
yes,
talking
that was
about.
a good movie too.
It
Remember? And
was.
Ben was in his robe and like the sauna, like talking game to him, like listening
Yep.
about money. And I was like, yo, like this, he got a little. Hold on. I was like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute, go Will Hunting. Wait a minute now. No, he wasn't good. He was good at Will Hunting, and he was what was that other the town when he robbed everybody
In the town,
in the
yeah.
town.
Yeah,
Like
I gotta
I
watch
like
that
his
again.
stuff, and I like Gone Girl too. So I like his stuff. But yeah, there was just
Mhm.
a few movies that he did. I saw the sex appeal. I seen it. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, okay. So yeah, so him and J Lo are back, and everybody's like, oh my god, like
Can
it's
you
too
believe
quick.
it's 20 years since they were? Remember when they were dating before? It was 20 years ago.
Yo, that's what you call unforgettable D. Because look at that,
Hmm.
she came back. Look at me. I had to put on a trench coat and some sunglasses to talk about this. Check this out. 20 years later, each of them both got married. They both had kids.
Yep.
When something is meant to be, what do they say? Let it go. And if it comes back to you, it's yours, right?
Yep.
Talk about letting something go. She's been with Whisper, Ghost, Casper, right?
Who?
What's his
Okay.
name? Whisper
She
the
was with
friendly
him.
ghost.
Casper.
She's
Whisper.
been, yeah, whatever his little dancing ass name is. She'd been with him. Then she was with was it A Rod after that, or was somebody else in between?
No, she married Mark. Mark.
No, it was Mark Anthony was the first. She married him, but then she got with Whisper, and then she got with A Rod. The moral of the story is that they all got with other people. Now he done here I go country. He
Mhm.
divorced his Jennifer so he could scream out, another girl's name and he was already okay with it. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Jennifer, it never mattered. Huh. Okay.
Mhm.
And then they got a divorce and he got with some other whack chick. And then look at that. Here we are years later.
Damn, he got with some other one.
Yeah, I seen her. I was like, oh, she drink a lot. But one of them tabloid magazine had me online one day, like, oh my God. They're like, next. I was like, I'm sorry. But ma'am, did you see Ben Affleck's new girlfriend? Had me in the grocery store messed up. Oh, she drank a lot. But yeah, so we had some, who knows. And then here they are back together, had children. Their kids are supposed to be like hanging out together, and she's looking for a school, close to his home in LA somewhere. And they are smitten over each other. They do not care. Everybody's like, do you
Mhm.
think you guys are moving on too fast? And she's like, listen, you know how old I am? She like, yo, do you listen? I am 40 plus and I got abs. I still got my ass together. Like, I'm not caring about what none of y'all have to say. And my money's right. So y'all can all kick rocks.
That's what she said.
And that's what she said. And she said, and for New Year's, y'all want me to dance again in this little Spanx outfit? Because I'll come back. I'll be back. Rockin' jamming 2020. I'll come back. She don't care. So, hey, I love it. I love it. In your face, A-Rod. I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
happy
I
for
do
her.
too. I like that. J Lo. One thing about her though, she keep a man. She
She
keep a
moves
man.
on.
Yep.
Some people would say, like, okay, that's crazy.
That's
She
that
can't keep a
Leo. That's
man.
that Leo in her.
Mm.
She keeps somebody around.
Listen,
Mhm.
people out there listening. Hi, I'm Shatara. If you can hear me, anybody. The ability to move on is powerful. I don't
Mhm.
care what you say. If you broke up with somebody, you're going through divorce, all you got to do is look at the cover of tabloid magazines once a week when you go to the grocery store. Somebody either divorced, somebody's getting with somebody new. People move on. It
Mhm.
happens. So who am I to tell you how long you need? You get what I mean? To get over that person. Who am I to tell you? I can't.
Mhm.
Shoot, some of the best relationships came from what do they call it when you get with somebody after a breakup? Rebounds. Those
Rebound.
sometimes be the best ones. Good time.
Mhm.
Good
Yep.
time. Reason, season, lifetime. That's really how, once you know how to choke up that, real definition, you're okay. Keeps it
That's a
moving.
good one. Where you get that recent season lifetime?
I mean, I read that one time on a Pinterest quote and I liked it. And that's what they say. Some people are in your life for a reason. Some people are there for a season and some people are for lifetime. You can figure out who's who and what's what. And once you take it that way, you can always say it was a good run. You brought X, Y to my life. Nothing to be mad about. I'm a
Mhm.
good breaker upper. Tell you in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah. I think I am too.
Like, you're not mad? Like, no,
We
no.
good. We good.
Remember that time? And the other time? That was good. Good times. Thank you. Keep it the
Mm-hmm.
fuck moving. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta go. Are you done with this call? Okay. And that's how you
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Moving on. So we gotta get woke.
Okay. All right. Okay. Whew, okay. What are we
Mhm.
woken up?
All right.
What are we woke up?
What are we waking
What are
up
we
to?
woken?
What are we waking
Yeah.
up to? So I thought of you because in Surfside, Florida, there was a building that
Mhm.
did collapse,
Yeah.
and it's no secret. It's constantly on the news here, and the death toll keeps going up. And how this
Mhm.
happened, why this happened, everybody is still very confused with the matter. This happened June 24th was the collapse of the Champlain Towers South.
Mhm.
And again, this is Surfside, Florida, and it was something very random. So when you kind of looked at it on the news, it almost looked like a twin tower situation, like what just happened. And they're still counting. This death toll rate is up to 94 now. There's still people to be found, identified. So I just want to send
Mhm.
a big rest in peace, strength and prayers, because I know this, especially when they say things that hit close to home. I know that in some way, shape, or form, this does literally hit close to home for you.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. So, when this happened on the day that I was coming back from Dubai, I went,
Mhm.
to on vacation. So when I came back and flying into the airport, it just you can and I saw it on the news. I thought that they were doing some sort of like commemoration for 9/11. That's what I thought. Like I didn't hear it with the sound on, so I don't know what it was. And then to learn that, I live very close to Surfside. Thankfully, I didn't know of anyone personally that lost their life. However, I did have a friend of mine who had gone into surgery the day before, and his surgeon, who lived in the Champlain, who lived in the building,
Mhm.
didn't show up for work the next day and is unfortunately still missing. So,
Mm, mm,
this is such a tragedy. But from what I'm understanding, it seems like it wasn't a big secret about this building or the instability of the building. So,
mhm,
just to add to what you said, absolutely, my prayers and my thoughts go out. The recovery effort is still going on. And this is an area of the beach that I actually go to.
mm,
So they're still recovering people's loved ones and belongings, and it's going to take a while. So my thoughts and prayers are to everyone who's lost their lives and everybody that's been affected.
mm. Yes, yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely.
And a lot. And then moving on to other woke news, which has really taken the headlines, is the Haitian President Jovenel Moise, who was assassinated in Haiti
Mm,
the other week. So I know you've heard about this there, and because I live in South Florida, where there is a very large Haitian community. I mean, we're very close to Haiti in and of itself. So there's been a lot going on here with that. So I wanted to extend my thoughts and my prayers to the family. The government over there in Haiti is going through a lot. And it just kind of made me think, trying to understand what is going on over there, what's happening right now. And
mhm.
you gotta look to the past to understand the present.
Right.
So, just to kind of give a rundown, Haitians have been in this country since like the 1700s. A lot of people don't
Mhm,
know that. They fought in a lot of the Revolutionary Wars side by side with a lot of the American colonists. So, Haitians have been here. And during the American and French Revolution, they were really instrumental in gaining their independence. As a matter of fact, Haiti gained its independence from France back in the early 1800s. However, the plot twist was that even though Haiti was an independent nation, the craziness is that France, or rather the French slave owners, forced Haiti to pay reparations. So
hmm,
basically, it's saying, we're out of our commodity, which is the human lives. Y'all are going to pay us for being free, or we're going
mhm,
to come back and invade Haiti
mm,
and enslave the country again. So it took Haiti over 120 years
mm.
to pay off the debt to France. and in that time, the country basically went bankrupt, and it created a vacuum for a lot of corruption,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of what I crazy leadership. And then, if you remember, back in 2010 was the earthquake.
Yes.
So Haiti has never fully recovered from these, you know, from this. They've suffered irreparable damage. So that's been the stage that's been set.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've talked to some of my friends. I have a lot of Haitian friends here. Shout out to y'all. What we say, sac passe.
Sac
Um,
passe.
but what it seems to me is that the former president, he might have got on TV and called out some people regarding some sort of corruption,
Mm-hmm.
and because of that, because he named them, it sounds like these people or someone connected to them basically got together and put together a hit squad and killed him at his home. Um, so that's what I'm hearing. The word on the street is exactly what is going on. There was a coup. They didn't like the way that it sounded like he was going to make some changes in the government that would give him more authority. I don't know what that was.
Mm-hmm.
But he is no longer here. But it definitely sounds like it obviously was planned. We're talking about private jets. It was a coordinated effort to make this thing happen. I understand that he had armored or armed guards. None of them
Mm-hmm.
were injured in this. So, I mean, you think of corruption, you think of payoffs, you think of all of that, and hearing this, and it's such an unfortunate event.
Yeah, it was definitely an in-house production. I mean, when you kind of read all of it, it sounds like something out of a movie. And to
It
know
sounds
that
like a movie.
they all came in pretending to be a US Drug Enforcement Administration. Like they came in like we're the DEA and it was like a raid. And apparently they overpowered the staff and security. So like you said, if his staff and security weren't even, injured, like were they in on it? And
Hmm.
it just sounds like a lot of treason also as well. So I just know that I got some Haitian friends, you got Haitian friends, and I know that I hate that I'm looking at the news, and unless I turn to In Black News, this is something that they're not even really speaking about here in the U.S.
Wow.
So, and I'm just like, I know this is big. Like there's chaos going on in Haiti right
Hmm.
now. So I just send my thoughts and prayers, like seriously, and some positive energy because
Hmm.
we're not if it's not in our face and we're not seeing it, we don't know what's happening over there.
Right.
So I do hope that things do really improve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't really have too much of a segue,
All
but we got
right.
some Weekend D coming up.
You got it going on. I used to be scared of the dick. Now I throw lips to the shit. Handle it like a real bitch. Have the hunter, Janet Jack me, take it in the bone. Yeah,
I want to get right into it because sometimes, whew, child. Sometimes you just be one to D. So, all right, I'm gonna get right into this. And again, y'all, listen. Are you laughing?
I ain't mad at you.
I know, right? If y'all have a question for the Weekend D, you need some advice here. You got a baby daddy, a mom and dad, whatever situation. Send us an email at that's what I'm saying podcast at gmail.com, or you could hit us up in our DMs, slide up in our DMs on Instagram at twistpod. It's TWISPOD. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be anonymous. We ain't gonna drop your name. So anyway, let me get right into this. So she says,
Mm-hmm.
I recently found out that my fiance has been tracking me via an app on my phone. This is an app that he would have had to go into my phone and set up and enable. We have been together for almost 2 years. I'm supposed to be preparing to move in with him from Miami to Atlanta. This involves picking up my whole life and leaving where I live. I don't know what to feel, but I do know I'm angry and disappointed in him. He doesn't know that I know yet. Do I bring this up to him? And how do I move past this and continue forward? Is that even possible? I haven't cheated nor done anything that would make him suspicious. Shatara, what say you? I just want to say that I was looking for a big old dick to slap me in my face, but this is not the one. So we're going to give some really good relationship advice, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, 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 look, let me take off my trench coat, my lingerie, I guess. Let me get
This
on my
ain't that.
let me pull out my Inspector Gadget arm. Remember the one he would have no, he would be on stilts and get all tall. Let me do
Yeah.
that. Go Gadget, go. That's all I got to tell you, girl. Go Gadget, go. I mean, he's over here being high techy, you know, listen here, Steve Jobs, if you don't get this shit out my phone, because if you were going to cheat, he just messed up the whole plan. Duh. Messed it up for all of us. We were counting on you to move from where you going from Miami to Atlanta, girl.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Used to
It's
live in Vegas.
backwards. You're supposed to go from Atlanta to Miami, but here you go. So, oh, geez Louise, he's definitely not a keeper, obviously. Because what type of sneaky shit is that? Listen, I don't even. The one thing about trust that I know personally, I can't speak for other people. I like feeling trust. I like feeling at peace.
No,
You
I
laughing
can't.
at me? I
No,
need that in my life because
I
I can't. I
agree.
know what that feels like to
I
leave the
love
room and make
you.
sure I have my phone in my hand. I know that feeling. I know
Yeah.
that feeling. I used to put my phone on top of my fridge. Like I wish a motherfucker would reach on top of my fridge. I'll be right back. I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going. What? No, I know that feeling. You juggling when you are with somebody and it's like, listen, man, like my phone ring. Can you pass it to me or whatever? Like that's a peaceful feeling. That's the person you should marry, right, Shatara? So basically, if he's over here putting tracking devices on your phone, and like she said, he had to get into her phone when she wasn't looking. What type of
Mm-hmm.
MacGyver shit you got going on while I'm asleep? No, absolutely not. Because I hate to tell you this, over half of the women who end up dead are at the hands of somebody they know. So guess what? Statistics show that he's probably on the wrong track.
Mm.
If somebody's willing to do something like that, I don't. I don't like it. I don't. I tell you, I would
Mm-hmm.
say run, and I would probably say file a police report. I'm gonna take it that
Yeah.
far. I'm gonna take it that far.
I
Yep.
don't. I don't know what that would do, but
I'm
okay.
just saying, just so you have it on file, because you never know if he has that. Who knows what else he's been digging into? You get what I'm saying? She got
Yeah,
credit cards in her
yeah.
name and shit. Like, come on now. Mm-mm.
But yeah, because at first I was like, man, because this is not her like boyfriend. This is her fiance. They are looking
Yes.
to get married and start a life together. So and I feel so bad, but at the same time I'm like, girl, you should feel relieved because at least you found this out
Yeah.
before you really tied your life with this man. He don't trust you, and he probably don't trust himself. Whatever that's about, I don't know. I could not imagine where somebody is so insecure, like you tracking me. I
But
don't.
it's common. Hold on a minute. I was in
I know.
Walmart and they have a little tracking device that you can, and people try to like make it sound like, oh, if you need to know where your kids go, like they try to put it on the kids. But you and I both know people are like, uh huh.
Hmm.
I remember Jason Kidd, his wife had a tracking on his phone, not his phone, on his car. She put a tracker on his car years ago. Do you remember that?
No, but I'm pretty sure. Now, I
Yeah,
mean, if you're in the
anyway,
midst of a
people do
divorce,
it.
because I think they ended up getting divorced,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but this was like
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna
people
do
like,
an investigation, but
yeah.
I mean, this right here is telling her, it's giving her all the signs that she needs. Like I always say, like I always feel like people when y'all, we love y'all. When you write in, you always know your best. You just need somebody to just say it again, like you know this
Mhm.
is not possible. You know you cannot move forward. Definitely tell them, bring it up, but already be committed to you're gonna have to jump out the window on this one and walk out the door because there's really nothing that he could say. Like, unless she wants to go through the whole counseling and all that, because this brother that needs counseling. Like, what?
I
I don't know.
saw
And I've
you.
never been like, I mean, remember like back in the day, like, oh, you could figure out somebody's code or whatever. But
Mhm.
I listen to what our grandmother always say.
Do not look for wrong or evil. You will find it if you do. If you measure it for your neighbor, it will be measured back to you.
So I'm not out here looking for nothing because seeking you shall find. You will
Yeah.
be out here looking, you will definitely find what you're looking for. And that right there just shows how much he doesn't trust her because he doesn't trust himself. And that's a problem being if you're talking about tying your life and building a life with somebody. I don't see it possible. And it's like a small thing, like, well, he loved me. He put a little something in my phone because he loved me. He just want
Are
to know
you
where
kidding?
but
No.
No, that's probably not what it is. What it is, because I feel like if that was it, like more for your protection, he would
Mm-hmm.
have told you. Like,
Yeah.
well, wow, well, let me know if that's what you want to put on my phone. What are you doing it for? To protect you. Okay, well then that makes sense. But you doing a sneaky shot, like you took a phone and you put it in because, and and probably I've seen that before. Where dude is over there on a laptop and he got the whole pinpoints of
Mm-hmm.
everything. Dude,
Mm-hmm.
and women do it as well. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like, who wants that type of stress in their life? I don't.
I have a friend that I call 007. Like, and it is the funniest
Yep.
thing. Like, she will meet a dude and the thing she figures out in such a short amount of time. But let me
Yes.
tell you who helps you out with that stuff. Social media helps you already. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to verbally Google a person, say their name, and before you know it, you can go into, one person's page and then the next. It's like a big Pinterest mode. If you really want to get, into it, you can do it via social media. It's really not that hard. But again, who has the energy or time that they want to do that with their time, rather? You can always make some time. But do you want to really do that with your time? Is that somebody you really want to be with, that you feel like that's like, project A as soon as you get home? Open up your computer. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's like the dude from what's that show on Netflix? Her and he's stalking the girls and killing them. What's his name? Come on now.
Joe
You,
from you.
Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's Joe.
Mm-hmm.
That is Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's Joe all the way. So no, that's somebody you don't
Soporific.
trust. No, so don't ask any questions about, do I bring this up to him? How do I move past this and we continue to move forward? Is it possible? Do you really want to move forward with somebody who has done that? He has already broken your trust before you've had a chance to break your trust. Like,
And that's the
no.
worst thing to go out the window in a relationship. Like, it might as well we just
Right. Right. No, I'm
I
like, I'm
don't.
all getting mad. Like, it's not right. It's not right. And that's your fiance. And my thing is, I want to know, how did she figure it out? What happened that she looked at her phone and was like, wait a minute, hold on a minute.
Probably because something, like a lot of times when they put those key, back in the day, it used to be like the key logger or something. It'll glitch. Like you could tell there's something
Mm,
on there, or it slows it down or something. So
mm.
I'm pretty sure it was something that indicated to her, like, oh, it's a whole app in here. It's something that he didn't put on the phone.
The only
Like I said, like
person that
I just,
needs,
if you
no,
got to do all of that,
no. Listen, do that for your kids. Would you track your
And
son?
even then, and yes, but one thing is, I'm telling them that I'm doing it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna let them know.
Mm-hmm.
I let them know it's not a secret. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you do. So everything that you do. Every is now
Mm-hmm.
that's different. But I'm giving you full disclosure. I'm not over
Mm-hmm.
here. I don't need to be sneaking. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
And I think just the transparency is enough to,
Right.
yeah, I'm letting you know this. This is what I'm looking at. I'm tracking this as a parent.
Mm-hmm.
But this is
Right.
this taken to another level. Like he did it on the sly,
Yeah.
and he didn't let her
Mm-hmm.
know, and she stumbled upon it.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be and I'm assuming, so they're not living together. So she's looking to like uproot her life and go somewhere to be with him. Like, you don't know how people are until you live with them. And if this is what he's showing you, and you are 1,000 miles away, girl, run another 1,000 miles in the other direction. That's all you
Right.
need to see. This is what you needed to see. Like, it needed to come out now. Because God
Mm-hmm.
forbid, the wedding is over and y'all are home and you find
Mm.
out he's a whole stalker out here.
Huh. Huh.
He's a whole controlling, manipulative person out
Mhm.
here.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like she said, she's never done anything to make him suspicious. He's
Mm-mm.
just naturally suspicious. Well, what do you call them people? Sociopaths.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, if you over here downloading apps and shit, you better be a well-paid tech at somebody's computer company, stupid,
I don't
with your
know.
trust issues, like, no, watch him do, don't even let me, he works at like an ice cream parlor or something stupid.
Stop. I don't know. But I think, sis, you absolutely know what you need to do. And I mean, I'm almost at the point, like, be careful when you tell them, because I don't know what.
That's what I'm trying to tell you now. That
Mhm.
right there, listen, over half of women who have been, killed in homicides. It is a fact. The statistics show, and there's plenty of shows about it on TV, ID channel, you name it. The hands of the men that they know, people they already know in their lives. I just
Mhm.
watched a woman right here on the news that they've been looking for her body, and the man kidnapped her and the son, and they just found her over here in Texas. Like,
Mm.
really? I mean, so anyway, you get my point. I don't want to get any deeper. Be
No,
smart, young lady. Be smart. Be smart.
Be safe. Be smart.
Yeah. Everybody's not good for you, and everybody's not good to you. That is not love. That right there is not love. For real, for real. Ladies of Twist Pod, I want to be very clear. That's not love.
Yeah. So be thankful that you got a sign, and you know, to probably dodged a bullet.
Yeah. You're not picking up your life. It is not, that right there is a sign of it is not meant for you to leave Miami to go to Atlanta. That's your sign. That was it. It's okay. Everything's gonna be all right. You're gonna work it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So, all right. Moving on.
Moving on to my jam.
Ooh, what's this jam?
My jam, ma'am. Now, this is just my summer feel-good song, and it is for always, forever and always just a classic. And I know that when this comes on and I jam and I know all the words, kids today look at me and they have no idea. And that's okay with me. You get what I'm saying? That's okay with me. This is not, I like dollars, I like diamonds, I like stunting, I like shining. This is not that at all. This is not, all right, this is Around the Way Girl by LL Cool J from the 1990 album Mama Said Knock You Out. LL Cool J is also known as James Todd Smith, Mr. Smith. You know, he was born in 68, which makes him like 53. And that's something else. He's still looking good. He is our entrepreneur, actor, producer, record producer, rapper. I want to say like he was on everything, and he's from Queens. So I know you always talk about what street he was shouting out all the time.
Well, he was on Farmers Boulevard.
Farmers Boulevard. Farmers Boulevard in Queens. So yeah, it's Mr. LL Cool J, Round the Way Girl. This is the song that actually, if you break it down, they sample from like 3 different songs. So when you have, you got me shook up, shook down, shook out. Oh, that was from the Mary Jane Girls, All Night Long. Right. Then you have the Impeach the President by Honey Drippers and the Rising to the Top by Kenny Burke. So remember, keep rising to the top. They use the drums for that. So DJ Eddie F, he was the man at the time. I'm sorry, Marley Marl.
Yeah. Who?
Marley Marl. Marley
Oh,
Marl.
DJ Marley Marl. Yeah.
He produced Mama Said Knock You Out and with this album. And yeah. And this was just like, this was the bomb. And
I want a girl with extensions in her hair. Bamboo earrings, at least 2 pairs. That's me.
See, and now I see like bamboo earrings is like back in full effect. Like,
isn't that funny? So a Fendi bags and a bad attitude.
And a bad attitude. So I need to get me in a good mood. And in this song right here, and he talks about it. He said, I just wanted to basically, give a shout out. It's an ode to the girls next door, the women that I see around the way. That what I see riding around in my neighborhood on my daily basis, the dope ones, the fly ones, like, and mind you, this is a man that goes to video shoots. LL at his time, when I tell you sexy, like, I remember being a young girl and I was like, not into boys anymore. I was like, and he licked his lips and he was fine. I was like, oh my gosh. I just thought LL Cool J was so, him and Bobby Brown, they were like, oh my gosh. I was like, boys. I was like, that's you boy crazy. I said, no, I like men. That's my man. I was liking that man. Like, he's a man. Like, he's too old for me, but when I get old enough, like, I want to be in Around the Way.
My man.
Yeah, that's my man. I love some LL. Licking his lips and all that. And this was like a time where, gangster rap was big and, it was a lot of degrading women, so whatever. But at the same time, he was the, ladies loved him. So for him to come out, and give this praise to women, it was just like, and there's no cursing in the song. You get what I mean? Like, it's just a feel good, old school jam that to me is just a forever jam. It's a forever jam. Forever. And a lot of women, I'm sorry to tell you, you can't really relate to that Round the Way. Like, that's really not you.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Right? And they're not proud of it either. Some of them be like, I ain't that. I'm ask about me. I'm cool as hell. I'm Round the Way. Ask about me. Shatara.
She like to dance to the rap jams. Yep. Sweetest brown sugar with the candy jams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Complexion. Using Care May.
Come on now. Remember he danced in the video? He got me shook up.
Yep.
What? Sucking on a lollipop. Once she gets pumping, it's hard to make the hottie stop. She likes to dance to the rap jam. So
that's me. I was like, oh, that's me.
Yeah. Did you feel like he was talking about you? Yeah.
I did. My gosh, yeah.
That's a song that couldn't be out today because young people like,
I mean, it was such an ode to the black woman. Just, whether she's around the way, that's the girl next door. I love that. Like, And he ended up marrying one. Like, I love him and his wife together.
He said, perm in your hair or even a curly weave with the new edition Bobby Brown button on your sleeve.
I had one. I had Bobby Brown and Michael Jackson.
I tell you, come here. She said, meet me halfway. Like, he just is straight up like a sister. Like, he's talking about a sister. Right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That was dope.
I love it. Yeah. Come on. Okay, all right. Love it. Well, look, y'all, we have come to the Support Black Business segment of the show. So as you know, we believe in growing our economy and strengthening our communities by supporting products and services made FUBU, y'all, for us, by us. So let me just give my little thing. So, like under all of these accoutrements I have in my hair, for my hair, I'm a natural sister. I have probably like 3A, 3B, I guess, whatever they call it. So, I know how to kind of do my hair. Whether I'm doing box braids or, I got the soft locks in now. I'm no stranger to some wigs and some pieces or whatever. So, but a lot of times we get our hair stuff. You know who we go to? We usually go to people that don't look like us. And I'm all about, especially now, especially when it comes to hair, and like there's a big thing with sisters taking care of our hair and doing a lot more, and a lot more in our routines, deep conditioning and everything. But every once in a while, you want to throw on a wig. Like you kind of run to the store, you want to go. Sometimes I just want the hair hanging down in my butt. That's what it is. So I have been researching companies that are strictly Black owned. And I'm not talking about, Black owned, but they get their hair from China. I'm talking about like all the way. So I have come across XOXO Virgin Hair Company. So this is a company that was started by, her name is Kendall Dorsey, but you've seen the hair on Solange, singer Normani, and it's based in DC. And this hair is like, whoa, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, it is definitely worth it. Now, like for y'all that do, and it's an investment. When you invest in a wig unit or a piece, you want it to last. And if I can go like 2 or 3 years, we saying something. So I want y'all to check out XOXO. It's actually shopxoxohair.com. Completely Black owned. Everything is Black, all Black. And sisters, we know we love our hair pieces. So shout them out. Absolutely.
All right. XOXO.
XOXO. Love it. Nice. Okay.
All right.
Well, guess what?
Aw, say it ain't so.
I'm going to say it so. We've come to the end. But please, y'all, you can like, share, and subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us. Just make sure you put That's What I'm Saying with an exclamation point at the end, because sometimes I know it's hard to be found. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show, weekdays on Island TV and on the Island TV app. And Shatara, what else we got to let them know?
Let you know that if you have a question for the Weekend D Report, and if you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, as well as our podcasts and TV events, get social with us. Slide into our DMs. We want to talk to you. Follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. That's TWISPOD. And you can go to our website at www.twistpod.com. Send an email to That's What I'm Saying podcast at gmail.com. And as always, thank you for listening. Stay healthy, stay well. Until next time, peace. We love y'all.
Love ya.